Hello everyone, welcome to today's session where we are going to discuss the topic English in India, challenges and solutions. As you know that today English is taught as the second language at every level of education, and we have accepted it as the main medium of learning and instruction in higher education and workplaces. So the question arises that why it is so important for Indians to learn English despite Hindi being the mother tongue of India. So before we delve into this question, let's have a brief discussion over the history of English in India. It was not before 17th century when English traders landed India for trade on the name of the East India Company. They came in the lure of trading with Indians. So gradually, with the passage of time, they became involved in local politics. Here it would be apt to say that India's first brush up with English started with the arrival of East India Company. So as we were discussing that they became active in local politics and they expanded their industries. So with this greed of expanding their rule in India, they started looking for Indian mediators to play administrative roles in under the British officials. So their primary agenda to create or to make or to produce such Indians who can think and work like British. So with this agenda, they felt the need of education in English language, which is based on in British model. So with this agenda or with this thought, they opened or they established several universities in India on the British model with the emphasis of speaking English language or with the emphasis of proficiency in English language. And it were not only Britishers or British Raj. There were Christian missionaries too. During 1813, Christian missionaries also opened several primary schools to learn and study English language in India. So in this way, this was the beginning of English or flourishing of English in India. So while we should keep in mind that while British Raj, the motive of British Raj behind introducing English language in India was not fair, but ultimately it has turned out to be a boon or gift for India, and Indians or India makes its way out in the world because this is a common language. Has now become a very common means. It is a global language, and the one who is proficient in this language can easily make his or her way out in the world. So in this way it has proven or it has proved out to be a boon for India, as now India has also made several benchmarks in various fields with the help of this language, this way of communication. So this was what the historical aspect related to this language, and here I would like to discuss some more elements that this is also a fact that a person having knowledge of more than one language is more efficient and skillful in various fields, or in various ways he is more skillful and efficient. So this is also a benefit of learning English language or evolving with this language. And India is a land with linguistic diversity, where the linguistic diversity is extremely sharp. So English has played a very prominent role in bridging the gaps. There were the gaps in states and regions due to the language barrier. So it plays a very good means of communication as a common language. So in this way it has proved ultimately it proved out to be a gift for us, for Indians. So now we should come to the point from where we began this discourse, the importance of English language in India. So let's discuss them one by one. I have listed 4 here. It can be more. You can add many more benefits or advantages of this language, particularly in the advancement of our nation. So starting with better job opportunities. English is a language with opportunities because it plays a pivotal role in employment sector. Organizations always look for the candidate with exceptional communication skill along with a good command over English language. And this is why, because most of the organizations have their clients in clients have their they have international clients. Their clients are in abroad, and to interact them, English plays a very important role because it is a global language, it is a common means. So English is the only way to interact them. In such a case, multinational companies or organizations always look for the employee who is not only technically sound but also proficient in English. So in this way we can say that being proficient in English or having a good command in this language enhance the chances of getting hired than that person who is only technically good or technically sound in his or her specific areas. Next is network and build connections. We are living in a world, in a very small world, which is very much connected today 24/7, and today people also prefer or they also choose digital channels to enhance their network and build connections, both professional and personal. And with the surge of this the social media platforms, various social media platforms, people also prefer to interact with their family, friends, peers, and even new people digitally. So in this way also here comes the importance of English language, because if you want to connect with the person who is sitting miles away in another country, and you don't have a common language to interact with, then it will become a challenge or barrier between that interaction or conversation. So in this way English is becomes again important in order to express yourself or understand, make others you understand and understand the other persons or other people whom you want to interact. In this way, building connections and networking also English plays a very important role. The next is to understand what's there online. So English is a global language, but it is also called the language of internet, because the people from different nationalities have accepted this as a common means of communication. And one more fact, that US and UK have developed English, so that is why most of their content is available in English language. And one more thing, if you have noticed, and then we noticed that whenever people want to share something, they prefer it to share in English language so that it can reach maximum, reach to the as many people as much they can. So English is the only way in that case, and you will also find most of the content in English language on internet. That is why being good in English or knowing English opens up the ways of that big chunk of information which is available on internet in this particular language. And next is to help you stand out. So if you know this language, then you can stand anywhere, you can express yourself anywhere, with anybody you can interact in most of the cases, because most of the countries have adopted it as an official language. And it boosts your confidence because you can interact the maximum people. It exposed you to the different cultures and information and the big data of information. So this in this way, this language also helps you in standing out. It improves your CV, and it also boosts your confidence, as I've said now only, and it also enhances your chances of getting hired at good companies. So to sum up this topic, I will say that if you know the right way to express yourself, you can better present yourself. So this is what the importance or significance of English language lies, where this importance lies. So before wrapping up, I would like to discuss some of the tips and tricks with which you can become proficient or fluent in this language. So these are the tips and tricks, but before it I would like to add that until you don't have that zeal and passion towards this language, towards learning this language, or until you don't make it the integral part of your life. Or I would say, if you are speaking, or if you're spending most of your time in your native language, like 99% if you're spending your time with the native language, and only 1% if you are giving in learning English language, then it will not do, or it will become so difficult that you will find it an very uphill struggle. So that is why, to have a good grasp of this language, once you have to be doing, or you have to become mad for this language, I would say, in very simple language. Like, you have to work, think, eat, whatever you do, your actions, you are looking anywhere, think about English. How can I express this in English? How can I think this particular thing in English? So these all, with this mindset, you should embark on this journey of learning or become fluent in this language. Like, read aloud to yourself. So reading aloud, whatever you are reading, the content you are reading, try to read it aloud, because when you listen yourself, that how you sound when you speak English, it will increase your confidence, and along with it, it will also tell you that where to improve. So it might sound that I'm saying just like a primary school child or student is doing, but it is helpful, it will work. And the next is listen to the language. Listening and comprehending the language is key to developing the communicative ability in this language. That is why it's very important to listen the language you are learning. You can subscribe any podcast, any audiobook you can take, or you can listen, you can join, or you can subscribe to any discourse in which you are interested in. So along with the improvement in the subject knowledge, you will also have like some good vocabulary words with comprehending this language. And along with this, there is one more benefit, that when you listen the language, then you are also exposing yourself to correct pronunciation. So there are multiple benefits of every act, and it goes in whole. There are many byproducts with every act. Maintain a vocabulary book. So definitely, if you are practicing English, if you're listening, or if you're reading this language, then you will come across some new words in this language. Then you should maintain a vocabulary book where you will write the words and their meanings and their usage, and believe me that it will work like a personal dictionary for you. And those words which you have written, they will majorly play important role, or they will come more in your expression of English than any other word which you have not written. And then practice the skill of summarizing, and this is also a very good technique, that whatever you do, you have consumed any movie, you have watched anything, you have read anything, then make this a habit of summarizing that thing in your own ideas, that content in your own ideas. It will generate a very good creative process in your mind, and you will also find that how genuine your ideas are in that regard, because you are now like summing up, you are like summarizing that content in your own language. And next is read a book. This is also very good technique, and very natural, I would say, technique, because when you pick up a book of your interest, you at first pick up a book which in which you have interested in, I mean genre, like horror, comedy, tragedy, romance, thriller, whatever interests you, that book you pick up and start reading it. And reading a book and learning the language is quite a natural process. How? Because when you read a book, your mind is not on the learning that language, your mind is more involved in what happens next. So what happens next, you're coming across many vocabulary words and many things, like usage of that word in that particular context. So and by it is like a very natural, you will understand, you will end up with learning so many things after reading a book in your specific genre in which you have interest. Otherwise it can be half read if you pick up any book for the sake of reading it. and then set time aside for English. And this I have already discussed with you, that until you don't commit yourself in learning this language, like a regular commitment, a fixed time you are devoting to learn this language, along with learning this language in for the whole day in your mind, it will not do at very good level. It will just like something mediocre or something very average. You will never get that confidence until you don't become mad for learning this language or any language. So that is why regular commitment is very important, and invest in this language, and how as much you invest, you will find that you are very much near to the optimum confidence and fluency, having the fluency in this language, because language learning is a task which we learn daily. It is a regular task. It is a never ending task. We can never say that yes, I know this language. We can never, and especially in English, which is so experimental and so flexible but interesting. So overall, these are some of the tips and tricks you can invent your own too, as I also tried when I was learning this language. I also tried on my own, some practiced some things which my mind can do in the best way. So that is why you can invent on your own. So I will wrap up this session with a statement: English is not an obsession, it is a door to better opportunities. So that's all for today. Thank you for your time.